We are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have to talk about Mr. War himself, Derek Chisora. He goes off. I will let people load because this is something I've been waiting all day to go live about, to talk about. Number two on the chat, counterpunch to you guys. 2 turns into 7, 7 turns into 77. We're going live. We're live. Mr. Joseph or Mrs. Joseph, counterpunch to you. What's up, guys? Where are we at in this crazy world? We have to talk. Chisora goes off. Chisora goes all out. All out. And for you guys that didn't see it, I'm going to play it for you, okay? Eddie Hearn, Kurt Warden, counterpunch from you. From Malaysia, counterpunch, Joseph. LaRon 9817, what's up, brother? LaRon's in the building. Toledo, Ohio, Richard Lynn, counterpunch to you. Shouts out to Ohio. Toledo in the house. Counterpunch. We got to talk, man. We have to talk. I'm going to let it load so I can play you this for those who haven't heard it, who didn't see the video. It's making a lot of buzz. Kurt Warden, Sydney, Australia. Counterpunch to you, Kurt. Nice name. But let's get those likes up. We got 9 people on the chat. Let's get 9 likes. Let's balance it out. Let's do it. Now, Derek Chisora, he's becoming one of my favorite fighters. As we know, Detroit, Michigan in here, LaRon 9817. Jonathan Jerome, I would like to watch you, but I'm off of work. I'm off to work, as in UK. Derek Chisora was his usual self, in my opinion. Jonathan counterpunch. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, he was himself, but in a different way. I think that he has evolved. I think he's evolving. And I'm going to explain why. Chris Serrano, counterpunch to you, brother. Counterpunch. Let's get those likes up. We got 10 on the chat. I know it's early or it's very late for some, early for others. So thank you guys for joining the chat. But Derek goes off, you know. People say it's more of the same. It is, in a sense. But then again, maybe it's not. You know? I'm going to show you the difference. I will show you guys the difference. You know? Greg Tucker, what's up, brother? 570. Bíconos. Well, look, you know what? I'm going to let you guys hear this because this is some good shit. I love controversy. I love Derek Chisora, how he goes off and does certain things. I'm going to let you guys check it out. Poconos. Iconos. Poconos. They'll need playing a true warrior of the sport. Gas Gaffer. You know, I think that Derek Chisora is evolving. He's evolving as a fighter. He's not going off like he was. You know, I just did the official counterpunch video. I counterpunched it, but let's go live in depth. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys check this shit out. This is Derek Chisora.
Who's the main event of this fight?
Who's the main event?
Yeah.
It's the gentleman sitting next to you.
Oh, mate, that's not gonna work for me. I'm not gonna sell out O2 for them guys to be the main event. So I'm not gonna be like cheap support to these guys. I'm gonna just change that. I'm bringing water, so I'm not playing that. I'm not gonna be cheap support. Simple as. We're not playing on box office because these guys wouldn't sell box office by themselves. So fuck that. So either you give me a main event or else pull me out of the fucking show.
Okay. Let's talk about that fight.
Like, no, I'm just being serious. You're trying to bombard me like you want me to sell it out to my London crowd, my London fans, and then you want to put these little guys, nobody knows about them, on my show, and then trying to mug me off. Fuck that. I'm being serious.
Okay.
You know this is not right. Yeah, the fucking Muhammad Ali trophy, nobody gives a fuck about it no more. Nobody gives a fuck about little guys anymore.
ABS,
They don't give a fuck about the heavyweight game, the big guys in the top 10, the big guys. Yeah? That boxing right now is thriving on the heavyweights. So for you to try and give me the cheap support on my own bill, that's...
Let's talk about that for a minute. Derek Chisora, he's a fan favorite. He sells tickets. We know what he does. We know what he's capable of. He has a fan base. He is an exciting fighter. Now, the question you ask yourself is, what he said, does that hold merit? Is the heavyweight division carrying the whole strength of boxing? It's a very good question. Now, of course, we heard him say, they're coming to see him. They're coming to see Parker. They're coming to see that fight. They're not coming to see, Taylor and Prograis, right? That was added to the bill. Now, his thing is, I want more money. I'm pulling the fuck out. So that's the question. That's the topic. Do you think Derek Chisora will pull out? What do you guys think? Do you think he will pull out? LeBron 98-17. Chisora was on the main event. Look, it was a card that got expanded. It got bumped down to a normal fight on the undercard. Now, the thing is, it had nothing to do with the money that they agreed upon. So they're not losing any money. Derek Chisora is not losing anything by fighting Joseph Parker. Well, let's put it this way. They won't lose any money by these other fighters joining the card and headlining the card. Okay, it's part of the World Boxing Super Series. That's the significance of it. You know what I mean? But you get a trophy on top of getting paid. They weren't going to pay Prograis because actually that fight was in jeopardy. Okay, so that fight was added, and then since the seriousness of the tournament, okay, this is the last portion of that tournament. Well, that's big. Derek Chisora was saying, no, that ain't shit. Fuck that Ali trophy. Fuck those smaller guys. It's all about heavyweights. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's all about heavyweights? ABS1, what's up, brother? We're just trying to counterpunch this shit. Derek Chisora saying that the heavyweight division lays completely on the heavyweights' back. He's utterly right, though. You get through deal, you're going to the top tier of the sport. There's not a man alive will go through him easily when he turns up. He is a dangerous man. He is a dangerous man. Ask Dillian White that. He went 23 rounds with this dangerous man. H Money, Mr. DAZN, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. What's good? Dale's a man of principle. He will pull out if he thinks he's being taken advantage of. Fair play to him. Nobody will roll for. You know what? I think they'll give him more money. You know why they'll give him more money, guys? Gaffa? Simply because he's got it before. Derek Chisora does all type of tactics. These are tactics. This is what I'm saying about evolving. I mentioned evolving with Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora used to spit on the Klitschko, slap on another Klitschko, slap the other Klitschko, slap Vitali, spit on Vladimir Klitschko, threw a chair at fucking Dillian White and caused a riot, right? He doesn't do that no more. He's more of a mental, sociopath, type of dangerous. So he knows. Boycotting, quitting, dropping off the card. If they dropped off the card, that's all we would know to know if this fight holds this whole card together. That's the only way we would know if Derek Chisora says, you know what, you won't give me more money, fuck it, I'm out. See how many tickets will go back. See how many people will try to return back tickets. That's all you really need to know. So the question the question is, how would we know if that didn't happen? Because You got Regis Prograis, you got Taylor. Though Josh Taylor, he's a UK fighter, so he's a British fighter. That fight might be big anyway. Look at Luke Campbell Lomachenko. It's sold out. So you can't really say that it's all about the heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? If they're selling, if other guys are selling out. I know that's Loma and Campbell, and that was a unification, but this is the World Boxing Super Series. Prograis is not as known, but he is known to a hardcore boxing fan. He is. So, he's a hard punching guy from NOLA in the house. Shouts out to NOLA. Eddie got his checkbook out already. I know Dale personally. Guys, Gaffa, that's it. He wants more money. He's got more money from Eddie Hearn because he was planning to do the same thing. Eddie Hearn knows, I'm going to hold this fight together. I'm not going to fuck up this card over one complication. Because that's how Eddie looks at it. He's just going to pull out the pocketbook. He has the cash. It's about the money for him, his career. He's not. Yeah, he doesn't care. But Derek Chisora, he doesn't play about his money. Let me let you guys listen to the rest of this.
We number one and number two.
Huh?
We number one and number two.
Who's number one? Bro, nobody cares about you, bro. Let's all be honest.
Well, we number one and number two.
Yo, don't get me started, bro.
We number one and number two.
Yo, I don't give a shit. Am I taking the main stage, yes or no? If I'm not, I want more money.
Callum, I'm going to pass over to you here.
Eddie plays it off, but this is what happens.
Or Adam, one of you.
Adam, who's taking the main event? You're not answering me because I'm going to go fucking ballistic now. Yeah, I want more money. I'm not fucking selling out the O2 for these guys to come and take my fans. No, if that's the case, pull me out of it. Pull me out of it, and then you won't be a box office.
What's your thoughts?
I'm tired of fucking just selling your shows and me not making money. So give me some of that fucking money you're making. Let me put it in my pocket.
My thoughts are they're two fantastic fights, and the crowd and the consumers and the customers and everyone's going to be happy. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, we're gonna get on. Until you tell me, am I gonna be the main event? If I'm not, give me more money, and then we can get to business. I'm sorry for doing this right now, but I feel like you just fucking me with no Vaseline.
Derek Chisora's raw. You guys heard him. And he's like, hey, I want more money if I'm not headlining this fucking thing. You guys brought these guys in, bumped us off. We sold the tickets. And if that's the case, we want to be headline or we want more money or I'll walk. Do you think he'll walk? Do anybody else think this guy will just walk? Eddie needed this. Hamza Habib, counterpunch to you. So ABS1, you think that's the only reason you think that Chisora and Parker sold this whole fight? You guys think that? The question is, how many tickets did it sell before we knew this undercard or this fight with Prograis and Taylor were actually going to take place? That's what you ask yourself. You're eager to see what happened next, the eventual outcome of the fight. Hard talk boxing. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think it'll go to that because I think Eddie has enough money in reserve to make this move over. You know what I mean? The question is, how much money is Chisora demanding? You know what I mean? I think a lot of these fighters now are getting smarter on how things work. If you notice what he said, he's like, yeah, okay, well, why don't you give me some of that money that you guys are pocketing? You're saying, yeah, it's going to be a good fight, but, it's all about the heavyweights. Do you guys think it's all about the heavyweights, though? Think he has a point, Tony? Tony Corbett, he thinks he has a point. Chisora has a great point. I want to know how much it actually done. But Chisora Parker was a fight that we wanted to see last year. We wanted to see that fight earlier this year. That was going to be a much anticipated heavyweight fight because then, Parker has a whole new view of interest now. You know he fought Joshua in the UK. He has a following in the UK. He might have lost his belt in the UK, the WBO. However, he is still well known. Okay. Derek Chisora, he just took out Spilka. I mean, destroyed Spilka. Spilka didn't even have anything for the left hook. Spilka doesn't have anything left. And Chisora ripped him apart like a rhino. Okay? I mean, went right through this guy. That was a savage knockout. I covered it live and it was just phenomenal. Phenomenal. You know? Like, wow. I love that thing. So, Regis Prograis, you know, him outspoken, Mr. Nola, he says, hey, we're number one and number two. And Chisora's like, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. I don't care about what you're saying. Am I headlining the fight? Yes or no? If not, give me more money. Let's go.
That is it. Calla, over to you. Talk about the Ali Trophy.
Nobody gives a fuck about Ali Trophy, man. It's past date, man. The heavyweights are back now. You know, Klitschko, he's saying, no more money to the small guys. The money's gone back to the heavyweights, yeah? And that's it, yeah? We haven't heard about the Ali Trophy for the last 6 months. And then now they want to jump on our fucking show, yeah, on Sky, because something else is going on. Fuck that. Give me more money and we can get to business. If you can't, just tell me you can't.
Right, I'll introduce the fighters. The number 2 seed, the IBF World Champion, the Tartan Tornado, with a perfect record of 15-0, and someone who has beaten on his way here to...
You can see how he's talking. He's kind of choked the fuck up. If you see, look, he's trying to continue, but it's not coming out right. And counterpunch to me, ABS 1. He is Scottish, not English. Josh would sell in Scotland, but this is in the O2, Chisora backyard. You know, Chisora wants more of the money. He wants more of the pie because they, you know, the fans are there to see him. You know, okay, he has a point. Now the question is, this sparks another question. Should he have handled it that way? You know what I mean? How should he handle that? You know, I guess you could put it on the spot. I mean, it's some real shit. It's like in your face shit. It was like, damn, dude. You know, and the thing is, they smiled. You know, Eddie Hearn smiled it off. I'm surprised that he took it the way he did. You know, but again, Eddie knows Chisora. Chisora knows Eddie. So if Chisora knows what to do, he did it at the perfect time. I think it was strategized perfectly because he knew if I get on this stage and I'm going to walk, I'm talking about walking, you know, that could put this fight in jeopardy, and people weren't really addressing that. But they will say something will happen. We haven't heard him pull out, but maybe he will. Who knows? You know, if he doesn't get more money, Chisora can be like, you know what, fuck you, pull me off of this card. You know, lost one, counterpunch to you. Chisora is a legend. It was the best possible way to handle it. They had to listen like that. You know what? He has their attention. They tried to ignore what he had to say, but he had their attention at the end of the day. You know, the fight was kind of flying under the radar for the casuals. No way are they going to let him go. They will pay him. Lost one, I believe they'll pay him. It's too far promoted. They're going to pay the man. Pay the man the money. A good way to get some extra pounds. Counterpunch would be absolutely. He should have sat down with Hay and Eddie, but that's not him. This put Chisora in the spotlight. Well, it does. And look, it's a ballsy move. You got to give it to Chisora because, you know, he could have waited. He could have, you know, but what's waiting really going to do? He does that out in the open. He shows his issue, his concern in front of everyone. When they're trying to promote this fight, he's trying to give you a jeopardy of this fight this whole card from being what it is. He's putting it all in jeopardy. Fuck promoting the fight. How about I demote and step down? Right? So he knows what he's doing. It was ballsy at the end of the day. You know, it was real ballsy. And, you know, Chisora, you know, and he has I thought that over the years, or the last few years, he had kind of, you know, just chilled out a bit. But, you know, it's in a different way. It's in a different light right now, you know? He deserves it too. I heard all he wants is $1 million. Oof. He wants $1 million more. How much is he getting now? No sex. No sex, please. We only buying it because of the Chisora Parker fight. Otherwise, it's not pay-per-view. Oof. He said it's not box office. I mean, Chisora said that himself. You know, you guys know more than me what sells in the UK, and that is a UK-friendly fight. Okay? No, $1 million, that's all he wants. No, $1 million, that's all he wants for the entire fight. What is he getting now? That's the question. What is he getting? 600,000? It's crazy. Ari Hellander, thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Counterpunch to you, Ari. Well, if he wants $1 million, I think Eddie Hearn can work something out. I think they will. And then if it's sold out, they have enough money anyway. These guys making money. They're making hand over fist money. You know, that money's trickled down. The fighters are getting a lump sum. The promoters are getting a lump sum. And the broadcasters are getting a lump sum. Everyone's getting paid. Okay, so, you know, I don't see why they shouldn't. You know, this is great. This is what you call aggressive hardballing from Chisora. You know, he's hardballing Eddie Hearn. He's putting him, you know, he's putting him on the spot. Gotcha, ABS 1. Okay, he's getting $2 million, he wants $3 million now. Well, I mean, give the man more money. You know, things change, situations change, but then it's like what didn't change was what he was satisfied with at the beginning. That's my only problem with it. If he would have, you know, if he would have been bitching and moaning about that $2 million before, that would have been a different issue. He just wants to be headlined. Okay, well, I don't get it because he's still making the same amount. He's not losing any money. You know, I think this is just a way for him to want more money. And look, don't get me wrong. Fighters risk their life. We all know Chisora has been knocked out. He's been knocked out before. Let's just be real. He's been knocked out. Massive knockouts, okay? That David Hay knockout was massive. You know, that Dillian White knockout was massive. That just happened late last year, people. You know, so saying that to say this, boxers take a lot of punishment in the ring. Their health is at risk. Therefore, they need more money. They deserve all the money that they can get. They deserve the type of money when they retire, they have enough of it to just, you know what, chill on a beach, bar stool, wherever, you know, vacation the rest of your life, you know, go on cruises, tell a few lies, but do it in the right health. They deserve it. They're the ones that's risking their life and their health, right? So, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Chisora shouldn't get more money. If he demands more money, you know they have the money, pay the man. Pay the man the money. You know, Chisora's saying, it's my money and my card and I want it now. I'm more interested in the Taylor fight, but I do agree it would be pay-per-view on its own. It wouldn't be pay-per-view on its own. Yeah. So, Chisora seeing the ins and outs. He's like, dude, you're using my name and Parker's name to sell this other fight that's a headline. So I can see I could be pissed. You know, it's more like a ego thing, really. You know, but then the money comes in. So ego plus strategy equals ching ching or more ching ching thereof. Yeah, that noisy man. Yeah, he's talking shit about. He was talking shit about Parker, like big time. Calling him an Aussie and shit. He's not even from Australia. He's from New Zealand. You know, he told me. Yeah, he's Derek Chisora, man. He as long as he fights, I'm gonna watch him. You know, I love that. That was probably the knockout of the year, probably under that Wilder Brazil. You know what I mean? Let's be real. It was probably one of the biggest knockouts, probably the second biggest knockout of the year. You know, so he sells the tickets, but they don't want to put him on the main event. Yeah, that is shitty, Tony. Counter punch to you. I really hope they set up a charity pot like AJ was talking about, even if it's not AJ who does it. That would be great, and I think AJ would be the one to do it. You know what I mean? Because I think either way, if AJ doesn't do it, it's already a seed has been planted by him recommending it or suggesting it. If he suggested that they should get this type of money, you know, maybe someone with the ability or with the drive or the passion for retired boxers like Anthony Joshua may put that into play. Honestly, I think all the promoters should have a security fund for their fighters. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. I feel that they should have something set aside, like as like a 401k or some type of trust fund, you know, or emergency fund or whatnot, you know, or some kind of balloon fund that they accumulate or whatnot, and then they give it to them in their older years, or, you know, create an estate that makes sure when this person retires, give him so much a month or something like that. That would be cool. That would really be great. Because you got fighters like Emmanuel Augustus, you know, used to be Emmanuel Burton. Um, he has a magnificent record, but right now, even though he got shot, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't have been punchy anyways, because he's been in too many wars, too many fights. You know, he has a record like 32 wins, 28 losses, 7 draws. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But he was a treat to see in the ring. He was a class act. He could bang. He could clown. He could do a lot of things. He could box. You call him the drunken master. You know, you guys should check him out. But, you know, right now, you know, if he didn't save any money, what does he have? Just memories of what happened, what used to be. He has no money to show for it if he didn't take care of it, you know? So, has a point with that. I had Chisora flashbacks to all the crazy stuff he's done. Yeah, I know, right? You know, lost one. The dude, this, you gotta understand, this is like PG-13 compared to the shit he used to do. You know what I'm saying? He glossed me. David, hey, I am going to shoot me, glossed me. I remember that shit. David Hay was popping off shit. Derek Chisora being him, you know, being confrontational, and you know that those guys were gonna fight. He just got punched in the fucking face with a glass, with the back ass of a glass. That's what he got. You know what I mean? Because you know David Hay knew, okay, I'm one guy and you got 2 of these guys. You know, Tony Corbett counterpunch to you. Love your banner. Thank you very much, Tony. Way to make boxers go to ruin when they retire. Yeah, way too many. Counterpunch, brother. Way too many. And it's sad, you know. And even fighters that were if you look at the most elusive fighters, even them, look at Pernell Whitaker, look at James Toney, look at these guys that were very defensive minded, that you could hardly hit or you couldn't hit them clean. They're still punch drunk. Pernell Whitaker was showing signs of being punch drunk, being taking too many punches, and he was one of the most elusive. So that should tell you something. This is a dangerous sport. They should pay these people. You know, because I remember when Pernell Whitaker was training Zab Judah, okay? And Zab Judah is the one that needs to get out. I hope he's retired. He needs to go. He doesn't need to get. He has nothing else to prove. He's fought some of the best. He's lost to some of the best. He's beat some of the best. You know, he was a very skillful fighter. But guys like that, that's fought everyone, that has 7 or 8 losses, those guys are more prone to be hurt now because they're taking more punishment now because they're not as quick on their toes that they used to be. Yep, lost one, the drunken master, brother. Love that guy. You know what I mean? Augustus, yep, Emmanuel Augustus. That's him. I'm going to physically shoot him. Yeah, man, it was crazy. ABS 1 lost 1. They said that to hit to him, but doesn't want it. I don't know. Jack Ord, counterpunch to you, brother. Jack Ord's in the building, everyone. How's that sparring going? Sweet P is my favorite fighter of all time. I remember talking to you about him just before he died. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I think that shit could happen. Like, freak accident stuff can happen. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever been hit by a vehicle. I have when I was 5. It fucked me up for a while, you know, and I wore a cast for like 7, 8 weeks because I was 5. But I could have died. Shit ran right over me. A fucking 1500 Ford pickup, right? And I was running, wasn't looking where I was going. You know, stupid kid. You know what I mean? Careless. That's why I'm so mindful if I'm driving, and I see people. I'm like, hell no, I don't know what that person's thinking. With all the technology and shit people have with earbuds and shit, and they ain't looking. If they ain't looking, they don't hear you because they got fucking music blasting in their ear, or looking at a video, or mind somewhere else, whatever. That could happen to anyone, you know. And Pernell Whitaker, man, boom, just gone like that, you know. And it's crazy, you know. Muhammad Ali, good morning. The champ is here. Counterpunch to you, Muhammad Ali. The champ is here. I told you I was going to beat you. I told you I was going to beat Joe Frazier in the rematch. I told him. All you suckers bow. Oh, man. Muhammad Ali is a force to be reckoned with. Chris Arano, yes, they did need more money. They bring the life in. Yeah. You know, and here's the thing. They may both get more money. Chisora and Parker may get more money because of Chisora. So Parker should, if they get more money, Parker should be thanking Chisora, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? Because Joseph Parker doesn't really have a personality like that. He's kind of, you know, he's very New Zealand. You know what I mean? He's real passive, if you noticed. You could tell he gets mad at times, but he doesn't erupt. You know what I mean? Like David Toole was like that too. And I think of Parker, and I kind of think of Toole in a sense. Just Parker's in much, much better shape. Toole is like Mike Tyson, you know, when he was younger and then turned into a fat Tyson with hair. But either one could knock you out. The calves were massive, right? Suleiman, counterpunch to you. Eddie said it was going to be a co-main event after the press conference. Yeah, well, it better be something. You know what I mean? Because Chisora will go fucking ballistic as he showed people, right? What's good, bro? Back at it again. Keeping it 100 MH 1986. Peace. Yes, sir. Now it's saying, let's see if the public want it. Yeah, all right. Ed, Fury got robbed out of nowhere. Ooh, that's a side note. Yeah, you know, that's what happens. You know, you can't fuck with the American champ. You better ask Lennox Lewis about that. You better ask Lennox Lewis. Right? Why is Chisora running his mouth? He's a bum, needs to respect the world champs, the titles, Ali trophy. Muhammad Ali, you know something? Yeah, it was disrespectful what he said about the trophy. I don't think he was really attacking Muhammad Ali. He was attacking the trophy. And he was like, okay, the trophy's one thing. That's a placard. That's a trinket. But the money. But what happened? You know, these guys just came in, because, you know, Chisora was saying, who the fuck are these guys? That's what he was saying. Like, who the fuck are these guys compared to us that sold all these seats, all these tickets? Who are these dudes really? You know, he said it in a shitty way, a rude or brash way. You know, he said it in a Chisora way, right? He was being Chisora. Derek Chisora was being himself. And he's like, okay, well, I want more fucking money. If you guys gonna do this. So it was something that was going through Chisora's head that he felt he needed to address it at that time. And it was strategized again, people. Why do you think that he did that right then? Why do you think that he did that at that point? Because he wanted everyone to know. He had the platform because they were promoting the fight. The fight is going to happen. And he knew this is my time to let my frustrations go. This is Derek Chisora, and I'm going to fuck off. News at 11. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But no, he shouldn't have disrespected the other fighters, because I just reminded everybody on the sport of boxing on how dangerous it is to be in the ring. It doesn't matter if you're a heavyweight or you're a fucking flyweight, okay? You can still get killed in the ring because you're taking punches to the head, okay? So he should have respected at least the other fighters. And he wouldn't have said anything to Prograis if Prograis wouldn't have said anything back. Because I think Prograis got tired of him talking like, fuck you. We're the number one and number two guys. So we need to see who's better out of number one and number two. It's not all about the heavyweight, because I'm not a heavyweight. That's what Prograis was screaming. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a debate, Chisora should be mad at David Haye. Why sign the contract if you're going to cry about it? Nobody forced him to accept the fight. Suleiman, counterpunch. It's absolutely true. I agree with that. It's a good point. See, that counterpunch is valid because at the end of the day, Chisora did agree to a certain amount of money. He did. And you're right. He shouldn't have agreed to something that he wasn't, comfortable with. David Haye is his promoter. So David Haye, that's something that David Haye should take up with Eddie Hearn and the rest of the promotional team, right? About this, about making money, about more money, about finances, But it does show you how to take the initiative if you're a fighter. Derek Chisora showed people exactly that. I'll be able to show you my sparring in 2 weeks. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Counterpunch. You know what I mean? Inbox me that shit, please. Hit me on, you know where to find me. Counterpunch Boxing News Facebook. Send me the link. Let me check it out. If you feel comfortable about it, I'll put it on the channel. I'll put it on the page rather. Because I have a lot of live fights and sparring that people have. You learn a lot from sparring. That's your groundwork, right? Because you're gonna fight how you're gonna spar. So, that's why it's very important. This is the audition before actually getting on stage or in front of the camera. That's sparring. So, I can't wait to see what you got, brother. He should have sorted his money out before signing the contract. Yeah, well, that's true too. He really should have. And I like the different opinions here. It ain't just, this is the, no. Because people are going to think and look at that a certain way. I just felt he shouldn't have disrespected the other fighters like that because it had nothing to do with them. Regardless of what a promoter done and decided to do on a market level, that had nothing to do with the fighters, right? So why are you getting pissed at the fighters? Again, Derek Chisora was not talking to someone directly, but he was talking about the people while they were there. That's the realest that you can ever get. Let's be honest. The realest you can ever get is say something about a person knowing damn well they're there, knowing damn well that they hear what you're saying. And Regis Prograis did. So Regis Prograis was like, hey, we're number one and number two. So, he wanted to do some counterpunching himself. And Derek Chisora was like, man, shut that up before I squash you or something like that. And that would have been bad. And I'm glad Regis Prograis didn't really say something to piss off Chisora. That's a really big dude, and he's thrown off. And look, we don't want to see the old war, or do we? Look at the interview with Haye on the same channel before the Chisora fight kicking off. Chris Moore's I shall. He is smiling and shaking Hearn's hand in the background, literally just before the press conference. I think it's for it might be. Because you know what? You might have a point because, Eddie Hearn was a little bit too calm he's good with the gift of gab. So even if I don't know, would he have done that if he didn't expect it, to happen? I think Eddie Hearn gets a little antsy and shit and gets concerned when fights break out. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. Then you see his eyes light up. Oh, you know? I still can't believe Chisora hooked up with Hey. Yeah, lost one. That shit's crazy. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Lost one, in all honesty, he's right. I doubt 90% of the people even know about it. Well, they'll get more money. Hopefully. Holding out for money. Because he says he's not selling the fight with two little guys. He talk about the guy's size. Man, they're boxers, man. We'll talk about them like that. See what Andy started? Counterpunch to you guys of Spartan 908. Yeah, Andy Ruiz, hey, I want more money. Shit, I'm starting a trend. Look, all the fighters are doing what the fuck I'm doing because if I want more money, I'm the unified champ. You can get more money too. Fuck all the promotions because at the end of the day, I thank God for my victory, but I want more money and I want it all. Get my Snickers. No, get my M&Ms. He don't fuck with Snickers no more. I think Snickers pissed him off. You know what I mean? Hey, put Chisora to sleep now. Chisora pays David. Hey, ain't that a bitch, Joey Ocean? Counterpunch. That is true. Dude, knock you the fuck out. Now you gotta pay him. Oh, man. Look, this is boxing. You can't make it up, people. You can't make it up, people. Chisora not saying the same amount of money once Hay takes his 25% fee. That's why he wants money. More money, Muhammad Ali. Absolutely. I look forward to a Jack Ord. Why shouldn't Chisora be headlining at the end of the day? He's more likely sold 3/4 of the total tickets. That's what I want to know. How are we going to know that? How are we going to, know that? If Ruiz is confident for the rematch because it looks like it's a lot, he's humble. His humbleness got really low, and I feel he's overlooking AJ because of the 4 knockdown. Yeah, I'm going live on that fight. If I'm not in Saudi Arabia, I'm going live. For those who know, that will be a live event. I'm going to do the undercard. I'm going to do it right here from my apartment. Again, that's if I don't go. If it was in the UK, I would have went. I was actually preparing to go to the UK if that fight would have happened. The rematch would have happened there. But I'm definitely doing it live. You guys have to check that out. That's going to be a hell of a night. It's going to be a frantic night, an exciting night, a night of uncertainty, a night that everything will come into play. On that note, let's go back to Chisora. If Ruiz is too confident, Suleiman, he's glass Chisora, now Hayes, cash Chisora. Okay, wait a minute. Hey, glass Chisora, now hey, cash Chisora. The old glass and cash, oldest trick in the book. Suleiman, counterpunch to you. Epic stuff. That's a good day. That sounds like some Muhammad Ali rapping sour grapes. I know this is off topic, but Fury would beat Ruiz 8 or 9 times out of 10. Look, here's the thing. The styles, man. It's the styles. I believe he would too. Because look, there's no way Fury will let Ruiz come in. No way. You know what I mean? Look, here's the thing. If Ruiz beats Joshua again, that would be the only way we will know if Andy Ruiz is any good. Then we will know if he could square up against people like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. He would replace Anthony Joshua on that side note, simply because now he's free to fight these other fighters. So it is what it is, And Ruiz spouting his dummy out and getting a pay raise. has now set a trend. It has Muhammad Ali, and twice on Sunday. The Ruiz impressions, absolutely. Ruiz is a trip. Now I hear him talking. Now I'm having new love for Saudi Arabia. I think everyone should come. 14,000. I think I should, I think everyone should come here. Everything was nice, and we felt so comfortable. I'm thinking like, where the hell that come from? Shit, you weren't saying that before. Yeah, Chisora Ortiz would be good. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that fight. If Parker beats Chisora and then Deontay Wilder beats Ortiz again, I want to see that fight. I want that to be one of Ortiz's last fights. But this might be his last fight. You fought Deontay Wilder, and that's it. Brian Jennings, and that's it. Right? AJ will win by 4th round TKO. I'd like to see Chisora versus Provectin too. Oh, that would be good too. That would be a freaking war. That would be a war lost one. Counterpunch to you. But yeah, Derek Chisora, I believe he will get more money. I'm praying Ortiz gets at least $5 million. Lost one, me too, man. Give that man his money. Y'all got this man prisoner, and y'all only let him out to do certain things with certain fighters, and that shit ain't right, people. Give the man what he's worth. Give the man his money. Pay the man, right? Then you got to have some hell of a dominance over someone to stop them from making the biggest payday of their career. Anyway, Chisora, Parker, you think he'll pull out? Do you think Eddie Hearn will give more money? We've counterpunched it. We've talked about it. The live stream was good. You heard Ortiz's story about his daughter and cutting off his finger. No, I didn't hear that. What the hell? I didn't hear anything about that. Send me a link, Lost One. Send it to Counterpunch Boxing News Facebook page, please. I gotta hear about that. Ortiz is my boy. I support Ortiz. He might be old or whatnot, and I know he got a shitty end of the stick with that AJ fight. And I want him to win. I'm going for him. I know the odds are against him, but I am going for Ortiz. I hope Ortiz knocks Wilder's ass out to this day. I hope so. Adam Cram, can't wait for the Joshua 2 knockout knockout AJ. Hey, anything can happen. This is boxing. Broner versus Khan in a career-ending match like old school wrestling. Yeah, that shit's like grudge match between Robert De Niro and Sylvester Stallone. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Knock out Ruiz. Hey, anything's possible then. Again, it's boxing. But guys, it's been fun. Chisora is doing what he does best. He's making war. This time, it's not physically, it is verbally. Okay? So, I think he's evolving, like I said. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Thanks for the live stream. Everyone, have a good night or a great morning. Of course, please subscribe. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.